welcome back to the Football Heritage. We're back again with another edition of the preview of the weekend actions in the Premier League and in the Spanish La Liga. So today we'll be looking at all the games in the Premier League and the La Liga, Barcelona and Real Madrid games. We have a lot of tough matches in the Premier League this weekend, particularly the game at Anfield on Sunday between Liverpool and Arsenal. But before we do that game preview, first of all, the first game this weekend is Chelsea against Fulham. Chelsea is playing at home. Stamford Bridge against Fulham. They drew their first game of the season at Stamford Bridge against Crystal Palace. But tomorrow opposition is Fulham. Chelsea last season, their previous 5 fixture in the Premier League against Fulham, they have lost once. And that defeat came last season when they lost 2 goals to 1 at Stamford Bridge against Fulham. They won their last game 5 goals to 1 in London against West Ham in the London Derby. But tomorrow is another London Derby. They are at home against Fulham. Fulham drew against Manchester United. They drew their first 2 games. Their first game, they drew away to Brighton 1-1. And they drew at home to Man United 1-1. So tomorrow, they play the first game of the weekend. So what's your take on that game?
Once again, I want to say thank you. I want to say hello to our fan and follower, well wisher, and footballing world. It's a pleasure being here tonight to give our analysis on a weekend fixture. So straight to the Chelsea then Fulham game. That game is a tricky one. From the Fulham point of view, we noticed their first 2 games they've been so tight. They've been fighting. They didn't get a win, against United. They managed to draw the game against United, and this is the start of the season. So I think their team is really solid right now when it comes to defensive um, work. They work so hard in defense. They price so hard. We saw their first 2 games. I think they want to continue that for now because they had a series of tough matches. Man United was a tough one for them. Now they got Chelsea that next game. So all they're going to do now try to absorb those tough matches. And if you can win, pull out a draw, I think that's their goal right now against the bigger side of the plane. So they will try to do that tomorrow. From the Chelsea standpoint, Chelsea dropped points in their first game. They came back stronger in their second match and they managed to win score up to 5 goals in that game. So they want to maintain that 100% record. They want to go stronger. They want to fight, create chances, try to score goals as well. So if you look at the Chelsea attack, Pedro, he's sensational. He wasn't good enough in the first match. Um, the second match, we saw the team was very solid. They created so many chances and they managed to win that game comfortably. So they want to carry the same 100% record into the 400 match. It's a London derby. The game it's going to be tricky. The fan base are there, but Chelsea, if they continue what they did against West Ham, I think they will be victorious. So my prediction is it's not going to be a huge gap because we know Fulham got a very solid defense, and they also caused some problem. They got some individual quality in their side. It will be. He's not a good goal scorer, but he takes some player, he put defense under pressure. So Chelsea is not just going to be attacking. Fulham is not just going to sit and allow Chelsea to attack them um, through all the match. But if they do what they did against Manchester United, I think there'll be a surprise in that match. But my prediction is 3-1 in favor of Chelsea.
All right, 3 goes to 1 in favor of Chelsea, and thank you for that brilliant analysis. I think it's gonna be a tough game. Uh, it's a London derby, and Fulham is a team that when they play against a big team, they really do play well, and they have some cool players in their rank. If you look at their team, Smero, Iwobi, all those guys, they are not they don't have that quality as a world class player, but they are the kind of average player that when they're going against a bigger side, they really raise their game. And the entire squad, that's how they play. So they're gonna cause some problem for Chelsea. And Chelsea on the other hand, they get a very good Mayfi, Enzo Fernandez, Moise Caicedo, and the locally attack also Pedro Neto, Joao Pedro. Those guys, they are very good. And especially against West Ham, they were very impressive, even though defensively West Ham they were a shamble. But you play what is in front of you. So you have to win the thing that is in front of you. And Chelsea, I think tomorrow with the firepower they have going up front, going forward, what they have up front, I think they will be able to defeat Fulham. But I think it's going to be a close game. I don't think they're going to win the how they did against West Ham United because Fulham, Marco Silva is a very good coach. He's gonna keep it tight. He was still in the game. So I think it's gonna be a close game. I'm predicting 2 goes to 1 in favor of Chelsea. Chelsea to win. Chelsea to win 2-1. So we move on to the next fixture right after the Chelsea game. Manchester United will be playing at home. Second home game of the season against newly promoted Burnley. And this is a crucial game because the coach is under immense pressure, particularly lost to a fourth tier team in a Carabao Cup. So realistically, one of the trophies that he could have won this season, the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, he already lost one to a fourth tier team, and that is the worst result ever in the history of the team. First time ever for Manchester United to lose to such team, and he's under immense pressure. So, what's your take on the game?
Yeah, I kind of a little bit surprised with um the attitude of the Manchester United, team. Um, their first game, I know it was a bad result for them when they lost to Arsenal, um, but the energy that they had in that game, um, actually, I thought they was going to continue that. They was going to go to that next game um, against Fulham and try to do the same thing. But it was so different, you know. They managed to get a draw. That was also the good result for them. And then the Carabao Cup, the exiting, from the Carabao Cup is terrible. So it just shows that this Manchester United team, we thought this guy was coming to bring in different dimension, different energy, but it seems that we start to see the same old thing. So um, we can continue saying that this is a transitional period for um, Emirate. because he spent half of the season. He had a good preseason, and now this is the start of the season. He having a bad start already. So um, the Manchester United team got to put themselves together. They already um, proved to people that what they started is going to be the same thing that they had last year, because play a good game and then play another two bad games and then come back play a good game. The inconsistency, they already started the inconsistency. You got to remain solid if you want to do or you want to, be in the Champion League, or you want to win laurels in a season. Um, this Premier League continue getting tougher every year. We used to have a big four before, but it's not anymore. You're going against a smaller side if they decide to play, if they decide to step up their games and they give you trouble and you can't find the way to win. It's embarrassing. So tomorrow game is a very crucial and important match for them. They got to win that game to try to prove that they want to do something this season. If there's another drop of points, like you said, the coach is already under immense pressure, and if he can, you know, drop points at the moment, if he do, the pressure going to keep adding up. It's not going to be something good for him. So straight to the game, I think the player themselves know exactly what's going on. They know what the manager's saying to them. Based upon that, I think that most of them, if not all of them, we have to step up again to try to prove something right to the coach. If they can do that, I do believe they will be able to win that match tomorrow. But very much disappointing. I know the fans are disappointed as well from what they're seeing from their current squad, thinking that they was going to have a good start with the new attacking force that they added to the team. But now, it's just so frustrating for them. I do believe the coach is frustrated as well. Um, um, the best result for them tomorrow is win, not even a draw. So on the other side with Burnley, they are newly promoted team. Every time those teams go to games, bigger side, the best option for them, and just keep it tight, sit back, and just wait for the moment, to go on a break. But this Burnley team, we saw them playing a couple of seasons ago, attacking football, attacking bigger side is not going to help them. And I do believe it's part of their game. They enjoy doing it. But if they do that tomorrow, I don't think they're going to succeed against Man United. So I think Man United is going to be very much focused tomorrow in securing the 3 points. With the start of the result of the past game, it's not encouraging. So they got to step up the game, try to pull out a fight by all costs to secure that 3 point to take, kind of reduce the pressure. The pressure is already there, and I think it's going to be there through all the season because dropping points in your first two Premier League game and then the early exiting out of the Colaba call, all those signings is huge pressure on the United team. So my prediction, I think Man United going to win that game, but it's going to be a narrow win for them. So I go for 2-1 in favor of Man United.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah. Tomorrow game is a crucial game. The coach because I think his job is also on the line. Cause like if you look at the team, especially the disappointing result, there is no need to talk about tactics against a fourth division team that you should be losing. It doesn't matter who they put over there. They should have won that game, not to go into a penalty shooter. And the manager, with if the two game Manchester United lost this season, if they had better goalkeeper, they wouldn't even have considered a single goal. Then I'm not talking about losing. All the two games, the Carabao got 2 goals. All the 2 goals were Onana fought, And again, Arsenal, the goal Arsenal score was buying the fault. So they have to sort it out from now to Monday. They have to get a new goalkeeper in because it doesn't matter if you the way those guys are terrible, Onana and Bayindi, the way they are terrible. I have never seen at any level, even Sunday League, I never see a goalkeeper so terrible like Andre Onana. So it's a matter of must. If he doesn't want to go, get in any goalkeeper, any decent goalkeeper. The goalkeeper doesn't have to be a world class goalkeeper. It is glaring that every time the team go out to play, they should already know that they are a goal or two down already because in our 90 minutes, the goalkeeper go to get away one or two goals. And you cannot play football like that when you have goalkeepers that give opposition team goals. So they have to replace both of them. They have to sit on a bench. If Onana want to sit on a bench from now to the World Cup, he doesn't want to leave because he makes way more money on Manchester United than he will ever make at anything, especially with his poor form. He is so terrible, I don't think anything will ever bid for him. Because he's a terrible goalkeeper. This guy, before going to ground, the other goalkeeper, when they kick shot on them, they go to ground so easily to make a save. But this guy can go to ground like a turtle. He goes to ground in slow motion fashion. So before he get to ground, the ball already in the back of the net. He's so terrible. So they have to replace him. For them to win any game of football, they should replace the goalkeeper first. And tomorrow is a must-win game. I don't care. It is at Old Trafford, home crowd, Burnley. The pitch is wide. It's a wide pitch. They should be able to suffocate Burnley and get away. That's the only result that will be acceptable. Not even a 2-1 to scrape 2-1 win or a 1-0 win. They have to win because the pressure is on already. The season just started. And the main reason why the pressure is on is because of last season form. If last season form, he was not in a kind of terrible form last season, the team was not in a kind of form, people were giving the manager the benefit of the doubt, say the season just started. So even he get 1 point from the first two games, the season just started. Or normally, if the team is winning, drawing away to Fulham will not cause that a problem. Because we all know Fulham, they can beat Arsenal at Craven Cottage. They can draw or beat Liverpool at Craven Cottage. The same at Chelsea. So drawing against Fulham at Craven Cottage will not be a bad result if the team is in form, if the team is winning. But because you are not winning and going to Fulham, and in a manner in which they drew that game, they had two good chances in the first 15 minutes and had penalty, they missed all and draw. The manner in which they drew the game, that's what got the fans angry. So they got to get back to winning ways. That's the only way the pressure will calm down a little bit on the coach. So Manchester United 3-1. That's my prediction. So we move on to the La Liga game. I'll be playing on Saturday. Real Madrid against Real Mallorca at the Santiago Bernabeu. Real Madrid, they won their first two games of the season. Kylian Mbappe, he has already scored 3 goals in La Liga. So what's your take on the game?
Yeah, Real Madrid, um, there's a lot of confidence building in the Madrid team. Their first game, they kind of struggle a little bit, but they do manage to win narrowly. But the most important thing in that match was they kept a clean sheet. And then their second match, the same as well. They won comfortably. Um, they kept a clean sheet as well. I think the manager, Xavi Alonso, he's kind of like in a transitional period right now. He's still trying to find his team. People may see that he trying to rotate those guys that he got in his possession, but I don't see it that way because um, you cannot just feature one player today and feature the next player tomorrow. You call that rotation. He's trying to see who's going to fit in his system best, so he can start to use them consistently. So it's a very difficult moment for him. But the fact of the matter, his first two matches he managed to win, and then kept a clean sheet. Um, Unlike last season, Madrid struggled a lot. They conceded so many goals. They conceded easily, but it's so different this season from what we have seen the first two matches. Um, so I think it's going to be the same mentality. Go into that game, try to win. You don't have to rush. Take your time. Um, the chances will come, and they got a very brilliant finisher up front. So I do believe uh, Madrid is going to win that game tomorrow. Um, Mallorca on the other side, sometimes when they're going against Real Madrid, sometimes they step up their game. Um, they do a lot of things that cause so many problems for Real Madrid. But this time around, it's a different manager, and the manager there, he's a defensive minded coach. So he taking it one step at a time. Build your defense. Don't just concede. Um, Try to keep more of the ball. If you can't keep it, but not conceding a lot of goals, not conceding goal easily is a very key moment for Real Madrid right now. So the same mentality will be going to that Mallorca match tomorrow. I do believe they will be keep it tight as well in defense. They will keep focus. In as much that they got Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, and the rest of the guys, they will always cause problem for the opposition team. Those guys are very good players. They create chances. They take some players, and they are good finishers as well. So my prediction is 3-0 in favor of Real Madrid tomorrow.
Thank you very much for that. Yeah, Real Madrid, they have started the season well, particularly the way they are defending. Defensively, they look solid. Unlike last season, they were leaking goals. But their first two games of the season, they look solid at the back. They didn't concede, and that's a plus because if your defense is strong and you get a good goalkeeper, they already have a good goalkeeper, one of the best goalkeeper in the world, Thibaut Courtois. So defensively, Rudiger and then Hudson playing in a central defense. Hudson, he did well when he was playing for Bournemouth, and coming to Real Madrid, even though it's a big step up, but I think so far he's doing well because the main goal of the defense, if you keep a clean sheet in a football match as a defense, you do your job. Keeping a clean sheet, you do your job. So it is up to the strikers to score goals. And they are doing a job for now. And Mallorca, even though Mallorca, they will try to win because if you look at that team, they are maybe a little bit strong. Antonio Sanchez, he's a very good player. And the Japanese Takuma Asano also, he's very good. So they're going to give Madrid few problems. But I think Madrid defense, Alvaro Fernandez, maybe Carvajal or Trent, one of them going to start right full back. And Federico Valverde and Chomeni in the middle of the park. I think they will be too strong for Mallorca. And with the form of Kylian, he has started the season in a great form. Unlike last season where he struggled for the first 2 months. But this season, he started from where he left. And he already has 3 goals from 2 games. So I think he's going to score tomorrow. And Real Madrid going to win. So my prediction for that game will be 3-0 to Real Madrid. So we move on to Sunday. So Sunday, we have Manchester City, the first game. Sunday, Manchester City will be at Brighton. And we all know Brighton, they cause problem for almost all the big teams in the Premier League. All the big teams, they cause problem for them in the Premier League. And last season, they won against Man City on our stadium last season, 2-1, and they drew at the Etihad. So City couldn't get a win against Brighton last season on our stadium, and it's going to be a tough match for Man City. Brighton, they have not started the season well. I think they 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 lost. I think they lost. Yeah, they lost one, draw one. So it's gonna be a hard game. What's your take on the game?
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard game. The two teams in a difficult position right now. Man City lost at home to Spurs last week, 2-0. That's a very um, tough decision to accept, or tough defeat to accept. But the fact of the matter, Spurs are solid enough for them. Man City still has some problem. This defensively, Man City, going to struggle this season. They still going through a lot. I didn't see too many changes from what they was playing last season as compared to this season. We saw them against Spurs. They struggled in defense a lot, especially when Spurs are playing, you know, that high intensity football. So any team that tried to play Man City the same way Spurs played, then they're going to struggle because their defense um, stays struggling. Um, Diaz in that defense, I think he's the best defender so far for Man City. But taking consideration his age, if you get younger players with a lot of pace going against him, they will always give him a problem. Um, in our Mayfield, we got they got two good midfielder, two good signing in our Mayfield, but those guys need time to adapt to the Premier League. The Premier League is not a league that you just come to and just pick up and start playing right away. They need time to adapt. Rodrigue, I saw him. He came, he played a couple of minutes in a game against Spurs, but this guy is still struggling for fitness. He's not 100% ready for the Premier League yet. So all those are issues that the opposition team can use, capitalize against and try to punish them. We saw it in the Spurs game. There was no doubt. Spurs had played a very high intensity football, keep on pressing, high pressing, and all this stuff. And if you do that to Man City, you're causing a problem. Now, from the Brighton perspective, they managed to get 1 point out of two matches. That's not a good start for them. But again, they're going against Man City. They know Man City. If you um, give them the chance, they're going to punish you heavily. More especially, they already considered defeat their last game, so they want to be very solid. They want to try to get back on the winning way. So it's going to be a tight, I mean, it's going to be a tight game for both sides. I think Brighton's going to sit and try to keep it tight in defense and just wait for them on the break. And then if they get the opportunity, try to utilize it and get a goal against Man City. But from my standpoint, Man City is the favorite going to that game because they already dropped points against Spurs, so they can't afford to drop another point. So my prediction for that match should be 2-0 in favor of Man City.
Yeah, thank you very much for that prediction. Uh, Brighton last season they did struggle, but yet against big opposition they play well. And tomorrow, Sunday game will not be different from that because Brighton against bigger opposition, Danny Welbeck and all the guys at Brighton, they do play well. And for City, They have made a lot of changes in our squad. They have brought in a lot of new players. If you look at the team since January 1st, they have brought in a lot of players since January 1st. So it's going to be a very difficult game for them. It will be very, very difficult for City. And you look at their goalkeeping problem. This guy is on his way. Edison is on his way out of the football club. And they had Trafford, who came from the championship. And that Spurs game, he was not convincing at all. He looked shaky in that game. He was not convincing. And he is not good at his feet like Edison. Because Guardiola, he gave away Bravo because Bravo was not good at his feet. Before Bravo, he gave away Joe Hart. At that time, Joe Hart was one of the most influential person in the dressing room. He gave up Joe Hart because Joe Hart was not good at his feet. So bringing Trafford, who is not good at his feet, and also trying to bring in Gianluigi Donnarumma to the club. Donnarumma is a great shot stopper, but he's not also good at his feet. So there will still be a problem. They like to play from the back, start the build up from the back. And having goalkeepers that are not good at their feet, I don't think City, they will really succeed like they did 2 seasons ago. And they're going to struggle in the defense. If you look at that defense, if you look at Rico Louis, who's a bank average footballer playing number 2, they can get at him. And you even Nori from Wolves. Man City is different from Wolves. At City, the pressure is different. That defense, John Stone, injury prone, will be playing in the central defense alongside the Portuguese international. And they don't look the same. Ruben Diaz, 3-4 years ago, he was one of the best center back in world football. But now, he doesn't look like the Ruben Diaz 4 years ago. He's sloppy. He's all over the place now. The same as John Stone and Shockey coming into the Premier League. The first game against Wolves, I don't know whether it was the poor quality of the Wolves player or because that game, he was unplayable. But against Spurs, you couldn't see Shockey. Even Tijani Renders, both of them, they were atrocious in that game. And going forward, Erling Haaland, he was very poor. Just few touches in the opponent 18-yard box. And I think that derived from the Mayfield. The Tottenham Hotspur cut the entire supply line. And Brighton going to play now with high intensity football. High intensity football. That's what they're going to get from Brighton. And they have to be ready for it. If they are not ready for that high intensity football, they're going to suffer that they did against Tottenham Hotspur. Because Brighton playing at home, they don't sit back. They attack. They don't sit back playing at home. And they're going to attack Man City on Sunday. So for me, I think Brighton, having lost their second game, during their first game at home, I think they're going to get a first win on Sunday. My prediction is 2-1 to Brighton. I think they're going to defeat Man City on Sunday. So we now move on to Barcelona on Sunday. They will be playing their third La Liga game, and they will be playing because they won their first 2 games. And on Sunday, they are away to Rayo Vallecano. I don't know why Barcelona, why is it that they play the first game away, second game away, and Sunday they are playing away? That is so confusing. Why are they playing 3 straight games away from home? They are away to Rayo Vallecano on Sunday. And they won their first 2 games, even though they conceded twice. and they were behind. They scored
No,
two.
I think they're playing. I think they're playing Valicano away this time around.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They played the first three games away from home.
Yeah.
They play the first two away, and Sunday they playing away from home again to Valicano. So their defense is not okay. They look shaky, especially again Levante. If you look at the way they were playing, and they cannot afford to be going 2-0 down against every opposition, because if you go 2-0 down against a stronger team, you may get a draw, but you're not going to win. But I think it will still be too strong when you look at that firepower up front. Lamine Yamal, Robert Lewandowski, all those guys, Fermin Lopez, Torres, all the guys up front, I think it will be too much for Vallecano. So, what's your take on the game?
Yeah. Barcelona right now, all they're doing is just when they go into a game, score goals because um their defense um it's not looking solid, especially against Levante. There was a sports, going 2-0 down, and then um, it came back, and tried to win again in the second half. That's something that because they had a very good attacking force, um, they outscored um, Levante and win a match. So you don't want to do that, like you said. You don't want to do that all the time because you go against a team that very good in defense. Decide to just make things tight in a defense. You're not going to get through. You might get one or two goals, but like you said, to outscore the team is going to be tough for you because you already conceded. But again, you give them praises because they had a very good attacking force. Their midfield is really good. It helps the team a lot. But defensively, they're not looking too solid. But with the outscoring, they I think they will be too strong enough for Vallecano, and they're gonna win that game. My prediction is 3-1 in favor of Barcelona.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I think they will be too strong for Vallecano. I don't see Vallecano really competing with Barcelona. I don't see them keeping it tight. I don't see it. Barcelona will be too strong for them. Just um, but the only reason I think it may surprise people, but I'm not too sure. Even though I want the game to be a competitive match, I want Vallecano to really, really compete. But I'm not too sure whether they are capable of doing that. But they are playing home. You never know, because playing at home for smaller team is different than playing away. Because if you look at the pitch, right, they get different sizes when you come to the football playing pitch. Some pitch are bigger than some, but a lot of people may not even know there are different sizes of pitches. Some pitch bigger than some. The Santiago Bernabeu, Old Trafford, Nou Camp, the Emirates, the San Siro, or Alliance Arena in Munich, those stadiums, the pitch over there is the biggest size. But when you go to a lot of smaller team, even Stamford Bridge, it's a medium sized pitch. It's not as big as Old Trafford or the Emirates or the Bernabeu. So a lot of the small stadium, their pitch is very small. That's why sometimes when you watch game, you see some game like the player, there are many on the pitch. There's some
Yeah.
stadium you watching a game, you see a lot of spaces. You know, but why? Because it's a big pitch. But some people don't know. They get like almost like three different sizes that people can use to play football. Pitch size. So going to such smaller stadium, the pitch is very small. Probably they may cause some problem for Barcelona, but yet I still see Barcelona winning. So I think Baga gonna win since they're playing home, and I think they're going to score because they are playing home 3-1 to Barcelona. So we move on to the last game of the weekend, Liverpool against Arsenal, Anfield, and it's gonna be a hard game. The two teams that people tip to win the Premier League this season, and they go head to head. Arsenal, they have a very impressive record for the past 3 seasons against traditional top six. They have now lost in 3 years now against the traditional top six. And Sunday, both of them they have 6 points going into that game. Arsenal has spent a lot of money in the transfer window. Liverpool also spent big in the transfer window, and they are still expected to sign Alexander Isak from Newcastle United because Newcastle just signed a new striker. So we are expecting Liverpool to sign Isak before the transfer window deadline on Monday. So what's your take on the game?
Yeah, I think that game is going to be a very tough one for the both sides. Um, Liverpool has spent a lot of money, like you said, Arsenal as well. The only difference is Liverpool managed to sell. They offloaded some players to get some money back, but they signed a lot of good players. Arsenal signed a lot of good players. Um, um, they, the Liverpool side um, has some issues defensively. They're not looking solid from what we saw from them in their first two matches. They conceded two goals in those matches, which is good for them. They haven't managed to keep a clean sheet yet. That's not a good start, but I do believe the coach is um, working on that. They're seeing it. They're seeing all of the mistakes. One of the mistakes he made again, Baltimore, he took off he right back and left back at the same time, and it changed the game. It went against them. They conceded two goals. He decided to keep. Um, he decided to keep Kirk his last game against Newcastle. It was so troublesome for him as well, but he did manage to finish out the game. So um, Arsenal, on the other hand, they 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 look solid in defense. We saw them in their first game against Man United. They struggled a lot in that game. They lost ball possession to Man United throughout the match, but they managed to keep it tight and they kept a clean sheet. They went against New Leeds United. Leeds United is not a tough side, so they play free flowing football and scored a lot of goals. So it's the whole world's going to be watching that game because the two teams have invested immensely into the team. They brought in so many new players. Um, so it's going to be a very tight game on Sunday. I go for draw in that game. I go for draw. Now, there's one thing I saw from Liverpool against Newcastle. Um, they play I mean, they started the game and went deep into the game so relaxed, like they knew what they was doing. You know, Newcastle, even when they had 11 men each, Newcastle tried to build a lot of pressure. They managed to absorb, the pressure that Newcastle put on them. They absorbed that pressure and then they scored a goal. And then the red card came, they felt so relaxed. And, there where their problem started from. So those are things I think the manager will be looking at. He got to work on it because you can't keep conceding goals like that all the time. You got to keep your defense tight, and I do believe they will be focused on that. It's gonna be an open game. The two teams had a very good Mayfield right now. Um, Liverpool, on the other hand, have an edge over Arsenal. Attacking wise, Liverpool got so many options up there that can cause problem. That's one good thing of the Liverpool side, and you can see that from the past two games they managed to score three goals in each of the matches. So they outscored the opposition team and managed to win a game. But my prediction is 2-2 against Liverpool.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's gonna be the hard game. It's gonna be very, very tough because Arsenal defend Their defense is brilliant. If you look at the partnership between Gabriel and William Saliba, I think it's the best partnership in the league. They are not that individually, they are not the best defender in the league. But when it comes to partnership, that partnership is the best partnership in the league. And as a defensive unit, the Arsenal defense is the best in the league. Because the way they defend, the way especially when they go, the reason why Arsenal they get result against the traditional B6 is when they are playing the traditional B6, especially away from home. Atata use defensive system. He doesn't attack because defensively they are good. They will invite the pressure on them. They will soak the pressure and they launch counter attack. That's how they play away from home. And Sunday will not be different from that. Especially they will be missing their captain Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka. Particularly Saka is going to be a great loss because he's one of the person that big game, he usually show up. He usually perform in big game. But for Odegaard, will not be a big loss because he always go missing in big game. But for Saka, he's the one. He is the big game player for Arsenal. And Sunday he will be missing. So that's a big blow for them. So that means that I don't think they will be able to bench Martinelli. I don't think they will be able to bench Martinelli. Martinelli may start on Sunday, and he has been dreadful for the last 2 years. Even if they start Leandro Trossard, Trossard has been atrocious. He's not better starting any football match than Martinelli. So that should be a problem. And if they decide to start their new signing, Eze on that side of the pitch, on the left side, he will not be effective like he is in the number 10 role. So if they try to start Eze on that side, probably they may use their young player, what's the kid name? They may use him as the number 10, Waneri. And that's Anfield. You don't want to put that kid under pressure at Anfield. So Adalo will use him. Probably they will use Eze in a 10 in place of Martinelli. In place of like Captain Martin Odegaard, then they use Martinelli. Number 11. Then they will use what's his name? Noni Madueke in Saka position. And that's a big blow. There's a huge gap between Noni Madueke and Saka. He's not at Saka level. There's a big difference in quality. So, with us Saka, it's going to be a problem for them. Because Saka is the one that really caused a lot of problem in the Arsenal attack. And Gyökeres, that's a big game. He usually struggles against big team. If you look at, he scored more than 80% of his goals in his Portuguese league against teams that below the top 6. More than 80% of his goals are against smaller teams. And you saw the Man United game. He was like very awful in that game. He was awful in that game. But against Leeds United, he played well, he scored a penalty. So, and people may talk about the City game, the Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League, he scored a hat-trick. But guess what? That City team last season was one of the worst teams in Pep Guardiola history, and 2 of those goals were from the penalty spot. 2 of the goals were from the penalty spot. So I don't really think he's going to be a problem against that Liverpool defense because he usually struggles in big games. You're correct. He struggles in big games. The stats are there to prove it. So the main threat in the Arsenal attack is not available. That's a big problem for Arsenal. So it will be difficult for them to score against Liverpool because of that. And we go on to the Liverpool team. Liverpool, let's go to that defense first. The left and the left back, Kerkes, he has struggled. So I think the coach should make some adjustment with the back four. With the 2 fullback, he should make adjustment. I think he should bring back Robinson. Robertson, he's a veteran. He has played a lot of those games, and he will be up for it. His intensity level will be in the roof. So I think he should replace Kerkers with Robertson on that left side. And it's time for Conor Bradley to make his first start in the Premier League this season. Because this guy he played against Real Madrid. Vinicius Junior, Kylian Mbappe, he played against those guys. So why not? He can play against Martinelli or Madueke. Won't be a problem. Because I think this guy Frimpong is still out. There is no need for the coach to use Szoboszlai. Because if he use Szoboszlai on our number 2 wing, he will be shooting himself in the legs. So he had to sort out his defense. If he want to win that game on Sunday, he has to sort out his defense, particularly his 2 fullback. And Konate too, he has to do better because he has been little bit terrible in recent time. Looking at that midfield, Gravenberg, he was one of the best midfielders last season in the Premier League. He is in the Premier League team of the season, and he has been playing well. The second game against Newcastle, he played well. But Curtis Jones, I don't think the Szoboszlai should go back into midfield. He should not use Curtis Jones. Szoboszlai should go back there. And Hugo Ekitike, I think he's going to continue scoring because he's on form, he's on fire. He started the season by scoring in the charity, the Community Shield, and he scored in the first 2 Premier League games. And I think he's going to score. And Salah is Salah. Those are the games that Mo Salah, he will not get too many touches, or he may even be all of the game entirely. That you will be watching the game, you'll be asking questions, where is Mo Salah? The next time you see Salah, the ball is at the back of the net. That's how dangerous he is. So you never underestimate Salah. It doesn't matter whether he is in the game or not. This guy can score from anywhere. Any moment in the game, he can score. And the game is at Anfield. It has been a while. It has been over 10 years. Arsenal have not won at Anfield. So, and with Saka being out, even though they made so many signings, but with Saka out, I can't see Arsenal winning at Anfield on Sunday. It will be a very close game because those 2 teams are the one that are really competing for the Premier League title this season, and many pundits tip those 2 teams for one of them to lift the Premier League title. That one of them will finish first and the other one will finish second. It will be a close game, but I can see Liverpool winning 3-2. 3-2 to Liverpool. So looking at the Issa situation, you think that Liverpool will still sign Issa, and if Liverpool do sign Issa, you think Liverpool will be the clear favorite to win the Premier League?
Yeah, it's obvious. Issa is a fantastic player, if not one the best so far in the Barclays Premier League. He's a very good goal getter. He was playing on he's playing for a team that is stand at that top level as compared to Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, and the rest of the team. Playing on Newcastle with a lot of band Irish players on the team, and he still produce no kind of performances. He still score wonders goal. And more beside, he goes against a very tough defenders in the league, and he produces, he score goals. It doesn't matter who in defense. It doesn't matter who he playing against. It just take a look at his average level of scoring. How many chances this guy get in a game. So I think going to Liverpool with a high intensity football Liverpool player with the kind of quality of players they got on the Liverpool team, it's just going to be a plus for him because those guys create a lot of chances. We saw Darwin Núñez playing on Liverpool, so many chances go to him, but his finishing level was very poor. That's why you see sometimes Liverpool used to struggle the game. So getting a very good goal getter at the front of Liverpool is going to be a plus for them. Look at Hugo Ekitike with the two games that he played so far. Like against Newcastle, he didn't have too many chances, but the one chance that came because he a very good finisher. We saw the goal he scored. So it's going to be the same thing with Isak if Liverpool manage to sign him. And one of the things we got to look at when players set their mind on a team that they want to play for them, you know, with um, all the rumors, with all the things that surrounding his his um his 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 started at Newcastle right now, he still set his mind on Liverpool, going to Liverpool. So going to the team, um, wholeheartedly want to play for them, can give you a lot of motivation. You're gonna feel so relaxed and playing on the team. Apparently, he have seen the start of the team, the way they play. He feel that or believe that his style of playing best suit the kind of way Liverpool plays. So he tried to push out. He tried to push out. He's still fighting for it. He had protested. We have seen it so many times. How many weeks now this guy has been protesting that he want to go on Liverpool? So it's going to be a huge plus for Liverpool. Hugo Ekitike is a very good striker, but this guy he's just one person. If he goes out, who comes in to fill in that gap? So I think it's necessary for Liverpool to do this signing. More especially the players are giving them the green light. He has proven to the whole world that this is a team that he want to play for. So it's going to be a very huge um, plus for Liverpool, and it's going to give Liverpool edge to win the Premier League. To answer your question,
All right, thank you very much. I don't. Somebody trying to get on, but I don't even know the person. You should have messaged me first because we're about to leave, and I don't think I'll be able to bring you on because we just got like 3 minutes to go. So you should message me. Then anytime we coming on, I will send you the link because we have like 3 minutes to go. Yeah. So I'm so sorry. Okay. Next time I will bring you on. We'll be here on Monday, so I will bring you on. Anytime coming on, just send me your email. Send me your email. Message me. Send a message to the private chat. And anytime coming on, I'll bring you on. So before we leave, what's your parting comment?
well, I just want to talk a little bit about the scene, the situation of Alexander Isak. He's this guy. He's a very good player. I don't think he deserves what he's going through right now. I just hope and pray that his situation be resolved as soon as possible so that he can start to play it again. He's a very good player. I think people already start to miss him. The Newcastle fan is missing him. We want to see him play. But if the player made up their mind to leave, more especially if you guys have some level of agreement, whether verbal or documented agreement, as a professional club, try to keep that professionalism. You know what I mean? You got to try to lay up to what promise this player. More besides, you bought this guy cheaper than what they offering right now, so it's a win-win situation for Newcastle. This guy had played, he won a cup with you guys, so just let him go because this guy don't want to play for you. You keep him, you just be wasting your time, and you're gonna devalue him as well if you decide to keep him for this season. That season, he turned with you will be 2 more years, and nobody will be willing to pay 100 million or above 100 million by next season. So let this guy go. The good thing is they are already signed a new striker, so I hope they can release him to go where he want to go and start enjoying his football. You cannot impressing somebody on your team, more especially when you guys have some level of agreement. So hopefully Newcastle can understand his plight and then just let him go and everybody can be free. It's going to be a good moment because Newcastle is not thinking about him anymore and he will be elsewhere playing his football. So want to say thank you again. It was a brilliant show to be that we had tonight. Um, we're looking forward to the weekend. We're looking forward to seeing so many good games, and we'll be here Monday again to give our analysis on the post match. Thank you and have a good night.
Thank you very much for coming on. So, if you are just joining, if you are not yet subscribed, please do subscribe to the Football Heritage. And this is how we come to the end of this preview. So, we'll be back here on Monday to bring you the post match analysis so you guys can have a pleasant night or the pleasant morning or evening. So, peace